iron sharpens iron. So the better we are, the better they are. The better they are, the better we will become.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about training camp. This is serious. Cowboy mode time is in full effect, baby. It's training camp mode, and like you heard there in that clip, iron sharpening iron. So you gotta like Chris Richard's energy here in training camp. He, he's more than a player's coach. I mean, he's in there with the trenches. I think the camaraderie there in the secondary is gonna go up and up and up and up, and it's just gonna help the whole team. The rest of the defense could feed off of that secondary. All right, so we're looking for big things, really big things. All right, so today I'm going to talk about 5 players whose stock is on the rise as we navigate through all the news that's coming out here for training camp, and I'll also touch on some stock that might be also on the decline. But right now, 5 of these guys. Right, so let's get right into it. First guy whose stock is going up, Connor Williams. Talked about this leading into training camp, that this guy could be a potential plug and play player. They needed him to be, second round pick, Connor Williams. It was said that pick was going to be possibly flipped for Earl Thomas. That didn't happen, and good thing we didn't. In my opinion, they did the right thing, keeping Connor Williams. Right now, all reports coming in, he's the real deal. He is stoning people, defensive tackles, taking on a lot of experienced players. Now, you may be saying that we don't have a very good defensive tackles right now in the Cowboys right now, practicing in training camp. So there is something to be said about that, but he is handling a lot of the stunts, coming off the edge. So he's looking good, man. He's looking really good, especially in run blocking. But you gotta like that. You gotta like that a lot. Connor Williams, his stock is on the rise. All right. Another player here whose stock is on the rise, wide receiver Lance Lenoir. This one here is really one that has kind of really, I wouldn't say surprised me, but kind of had him on the outer edge of making this team possibly. But it looks like he is one that has really transformed his game, and it's showing up here. Year 2 with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, is he going to be like an Andy Jones? I don't know if you guys remember Andy Jones, but he came on the team here, undrafted guy as well, and had a really good camp. But when the lights came on, he couldn't handle it. Now, Lance Lenoir, if he can handle the lights when they come on here in the preseason, he's going to have a good chance to make this team. All right, Cedric Wilson's out. They signed another undrafted rookie, Ricky June. That's a long shot. All right, so the injury to Cedric Wilson, I think, really is going to elevate some of these guys that are on the outer cusp of this roster. One player I am concerned about is Noah Brown. He's continuing to nurse a hamstring. He needs to get out there. We said there's the wide receiver room is packed with wide receivers. Every snap, everything's going to count. So he's got to get out there, or one of these other guys is definitely going to take his roster spot, potentially. But right now, early riser, Lance Lenoir. So let's keep an eye on him. All right, my third guy on the rise, Lyle Collins. All right, we're talking about, Chris Richard, iron sharpening iron, offense and a defense. But, I've said this in my last video, the offensive line came out here with a purpose, and Lyle Collins is a big part of that. We see him stoning people as well, shutting down people, looking very physical, mauling people, like legit mauling people, like throwing them around like rag dolls. Had the dust up with Taco Charlton, and just he looks really good. He's looking really good. And that's one early prediction that I had for Lyle Collins, was he has the real potential of being your next Pro Bowl caliber right tackle. And if that happens, look for a redo of the contract or extending Lyle Collins' contract. All right, so keep an eye out on that. We'll see how his season goes, but looking good. His stock continues to rise. He's looking a lot better, a lot more comfortable at right tackle. I do love that. DeMarcus Lawrence, the tank, all right, the Bradley. He's out there just destroying everything in his way. He is on a mission. It looks like he's taking more of a leadership there on the defensive line, showing the younger guys how to get it done, how to get his body correct. DeMarcus Lawrence came in the league early on, priorities were a little bit different. You know, I think that goes for a lot of rookies. Your priorities are different, but going through a few things, adversity and that kind of thing, DeMarcus Lawrence has transformed himself. All right, I mean, you see him out there in the drills, and yeah, it's training camp, and yeah, you do have to take a lot of this with a grain of salt because it's friendly fire. All right, but this is a player that you can see it. You know, sometimes you can just see when a player is ready to launch into the stratosphere. He's that player. You know, he's at another level. He's an elite player on the Cowboys right now. All right, I'm looking forward to see what he does this season. But his stock continues to rise. Might even rise out of the Cowboys' pocketbook. You know, they may have to franchise tag him if he has another good season. But it's early right now. We'll see how that plays out. The other player here, another defensive player, Chido Awuzie. Stock is on the rise. There was talk of, you know, possibly moving him around to safety. You can count that out. He will be your starting premier cornerback. He's the top of the line here. I have him over Byron Jones. Byron Jones is doing good too. You know, he's doing good too. But with Byron Jones, you got to see it when the season starts. He's one of those types of players. He'll look really good in training camp, and he's doing a really good job in training camp. So really good props to Byron Jones looking the part, man. And I think a lot of this can be attested to bringing in Chris Richard. All right, I think you know, whether it's Cheeto, whether it's Byron Jones, Xavier Woods, Marquez White, any of these guys, you know, that their play is being elevated by Chris Richard. I think that is a really good acquisition for the Cowboys. All right, so Cheeto Awuzie, his stock is on the rise. All right, now on the other side of the coin, I'll just touch on a couple here that, you know, we're starting to hear things here, little rumblings here and there. Mike White, the quarterback, the rookie from the 5th round. They're saying that he's having some accuracy issues. He has the arm, but the accuracy issues are starting to show up here. Cooper Rush right now is the number 2. He's having a really good camp. All right, so you could say Cooper Rush, his stock could be on the rise. All right, but good news there. It looks like we're having another repeat of Cooper Rush having a solid camp. All right, but Mike White kind of struggling here early on. Rico Gathers, a lot of people, fans are hoping that he can make this team. But right now, it's you know, a lot of reports are coming out with the same kind of thing, that he's looking kind of lumbering around. The effort doesn't look as high as it was, you know, the previous year. So might be struggling with some things there. The enthusiasm, we'll see how it plays out. But that's what's going to happen here with the Cowboys. These camp battles are going to come down to the bottom guys here. One player that's looking good, if they don't carry a 4th tight end, is going to be Beau Scarborough. All right, looking good. Jason Garrett speaking highly of the player. You know, has the good work ethic, and if it came down to it, if it came down between Beau and Rico Gathers, I think they're gonna go with Beau Scarborough. All right, but we'll see how many running backs the Cowboys carry. But these outer edge players, they really gotta step it up here. Darrance Armstrong, he's one player that I do want to mention as an honorable mention on the rise. Looking good, has some pass rush moves. Had a good you know, career early on with his pass rushing. Had a lot of sacks, but then they kind of changed their defensive package there at Kansas, and became more of a run stuffer. So he has a lot of good tools to work with. All right, so Rod Marinelli likes him a lot. He's looking good. Has a good spin move, a good stunt move. Darrance Armstrong, you know, stock on the rise. Coney Ely, looking a little bit stagnant. Could his position be in trouble? All right, he's on a 1-year deal. Could one of these other guys bump him off? Could he be on the outer edge? We gotta see him pop off. You know, he's kind of one that's been under the radar the whole way. People don't really talk about him. He's not really making any big noise or, you know, eye-popping moves in camp. So, you know, we gotta keep that in check and see what happens. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think about these stock risers? Anybody that you feel their stock is going down, put them in the comments. Sound off. But that's what we have right now, guys. This is a very exciting time for camp. That defense, man, they are stepping it up big time. But that's all we have now, guys. Continue to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you for the next video. Thanks, guys.